Hey everyone, it is Dave. Welcome in. It's time to talk about Module 16. The exciting thing about this is the last of the material for the semester. We have one last lecture on craft versus fine art, and then we also have a documentary called Herb and Dorothy. So join me, we're going to head over to the Canvas site. I'll walk you through Module 16. All right, here we are on the Canvas site. We're going to head into Module 16 this week, and of course it's set up like all the other weeks. So we've got our video on top that you're watching right now, our action plan for the week, followed by a link to my office hours every Monday from 4 to 7 p.m. The last lecture that we have this semester is on craft versus fine art. So this is a lot of the craft mediums such as ceramics, glass, jewelry, furniture, things like that, all kind of combined into one lecture. Our study guide and then the further exploration section has a few videos that you need to watch. One of them is on using a potter's wheel, the second on glass blowing, and the third on creating a tapestry. Please make sure to remember terms such as warp and weft and see how they are used to construct a tapestry. That's something that will most likely appear on the final exam. The same thing with ceramics. Make sure you know the 3 ways of creating ceramics: slab construction, coiling, and then finally throwing using a potter's wheel. The next thing we have to do is to watch a documentary on Herb and Dorothy. And I'm just going to click in, make sure it loads just fine. This is a really wonderful film about, as you guessed it, Herb and Dorothy. These are not Herb and Dorothy. This is actually our friends Christo and his wife Jean-Claude. We learned about them early on with them creating the gates in New York City. And the wonderful thing about this documentary is actually a number of wonderful things. First of all, Herb and Dorothy back in the 1950s and 60s lived in New York, had lots of friends that were artists, bought a lot of their early works, and they ended up amassing a beautiful collection of minimalist art that's valued somewhere around $30 million. Then this documentary also talks with all the remaining living minimalist artists who, unfortunately, since this film was filmed, about 2010 it was finished, a lot of them have passed away. For instance, Christo and Jean-Claude are no longer with us. Chuck Close is no longer with us. So this is a really great time capsule for art of this time period. All right, and then we've got the movie guide here. We've got a further exploration section. It just has one video. It is a trailer for the sequel to Herb and Dorothy. And then a link to turn in all the journals is located right here. So you can feel free to go ahead and turn in the journals now if you wish. This does stay open until the last day of the semester, which is a week from Friday. So I think that would be the 15th is the last day of the semester. So make sure everything is in by that Friday. And I will be back shortly to tell you about Module 17, and that's going to be the final exam.